Zookeepers and Salamanders tied up at 2 here in Holly Springs. The Zookeepers on the road to face the Salamanders for the 4th time this season. 7th and final meeting between the two teams. Series tied for the season 3-3. The Zooks on a 2-game win streak against Holly Springs. They've outscored them 20-1 prior to this game in their last 2 contests. But it's been a different tone here today as we enter the top of the 6th inning, all knotted up at 2.
And you could see just whether it was yesterday or now today's game, Graham, that 67 runs in 5 days, that might have been what was left in the tank, at least for now. We know what the offense can do for the Zookeepers. They just need 1 or 2 good ABs, and they're always back in it.
But Dylan Driver, the Catawba Indian, batting from the right side. First pitch that he sees from Greaves is called for a strike right down the pipe. Driver came to Asheboro this summer trying to contribute to some winning baseball. In the last 15 games, that is exactly what he's done. 0-1 hurled in. Right below the kneecaps. It was a good fastball, but below the zone for ball 1. Driver's had now 73 at-bats this summer, batting .333. The 1-1, that's dribbled foul. He's facing Greaves. He was able to get out of the 5th inning with the bases loaded. The Zookeepers have left the bases loaded offensively now on 3 different occasions. Glove in front of his face from the wind. Greaves fires in the 1-2, and that hits Dylan Driver right on the helmet. He was able to get it on the back of his helmet, and it skipped off the lid to the backstop. He seems like he's okay. Wow, that was a scary play.
Definitely was, but you could see he wore it and immediately started moving. Dylan Driver is one of those absolute bulldogs out there who's going to grind any way he needs to, but also realizing that the team they got is the team they got. There's no available defensive positionings on the bench. If he goes out, you got to put a pitcher in there.
Cooper George has a solo homer. The righty coming to the plate again as he takes a big looping curveball for strike 1. Cooper George got his first long ball of the summer in game number 40. It was a solo shot in the first pitch of the 3rd inning. He's down in the count, 0-1, facing Greaves for the first time, as they'll check on the runner Dylan Driver back at first. It's the first time that Driver has reached. It was on the hit by pitch. He had a sac fly RBI, however, in the 4th inning. George awaits the 0-1 from Greaves. He takes a strike. Glove side fastball on the part of Greaves, and not swinging the lumber was George.
And just a good pitch to go to after he didn't swing at the big looping curveball. You show him some gas and you put it in a different time zone. And now he doesn't know what he's getting.
2 runs apiece between these two teams. Greaves brings the 0-2, and it's slapped foul down the right field line for Cooper George.
You could see that was a last-second emergency hack from Cooper George. He kind of had stutter swung. He went a halfway with his front arm and back shoulder and then just went okay and flicked his wrist to just get the ball foul.
The Zookeepers in this game have left 11 runners on base, but they just have 3 hits. 8 walks have been given up by Salamanders pitching. Greaves still has an 0-2 count. A swing and a miss. Cooper George tried to fight that pitch off, and he couldn't do it. Unsuccessful attempt at it, and it's a strikeout, his first of the evening.
And you could see he was talking to Jared Beebe about it. My guess is something along the lines of watch for the curveball and watch for that outside heater. Be ready to make that longer swing over if you have to poke it into right field.
Jared Beebe has shortened up his swing since the start of the summer, and it's paid him dividends. As he receives the first one from Greaves, runner takes off, ball in the dirt, it's a ball. As Driver slides into second base, he's safe. Feet first for Dylan Driver. He gets another stolen bag. That is his 10th of the summer.
Still in third, positioning-wise from top to bottom for stolen bags for the Zookeepers. Lackey's at 15. And then you have a guy right behind him at Carter French with 12.
Jared Beebe, the big, tall, intimidating righty batter, waving the bat behind his right ear. As he sees the 1-0, a check swing and a ball in the dirt. He could not hold his bat. They didn't even appeal down to first. It was the home plate umpire that took it upon himself to call the strike. Runner at second base is Dylan Driver. It's a 2-2 contest here in the top of the sixth inning. The 1-1 delivery on its way from Greaves. It bounced to the plate on a curveball. He tried to bury it in the ground. That's what he did, but BB wisely not swinging at it. Might have been the curveball Cooper George told him when he was walking to the plate.
Same thing with that check swing. He started going to that off speed. It wasn't as towering and as 12-6 motioned as the curveball is, but it got him to bite. So good take.
Greaves, he cuts loose a 2-1. On the ground, 2 hops to the third baseman, Verrier. He looks back, Driver at second, throws to first, and that's good for the first out. And that's the second out of the inning.
And Verrier's had a couple of positionings like that, where in the first inning, he had to get Dylan Driver out on something like that, where he was going crossbody, running towards home plate, and throwing it to Ben Jones, who was on the outer part of the bag again.
And Jones a couple times has been on the outer part of that first base bag. Another call to the bullpen for the Holly Springs Salamanders. They've definitely got a pinch count there in that bullpen.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to save everybody any way they need to.
So the fourth pitcher of the game for Holly Springs will toe the slab when we come back. We're all tied up 2 apiece as the Zookeepers have 1 on with 2 outs in the top of the 6th on the ZK Baseball Radio Network.